How's it going, everybody? It's Matt again, and today we're going to talk about another New Age Legend Scale third-party transformer. It's going to be the H50C Red Scorpion, otherwise known as their Detritus. So this is a slight remold and repaint of their Hound. So obviously, we'll take a look at the box here. The front looks pretty nice. There it is from the side. There it is from the back, top, bottom, all of that good stuff. But let's talk about his accessories. Sorry for bumping the camera. He's going to come with a spare tire, just like Hound did, except it's not painted this time, which is kind of a bummer. He's going to come with the same type of gun that'll go on his vehicle mode, nice painted type of tan color. He's going to come with a nice kind of gold-ish painted gun here. Doesn't come with the effect that came with Hound though, so kind of a bummer there. He's also going to come with his little missile launcher. The front is painted. This part is not painted, I don't think. The little handle can flip down so it can go into his vehicle mode as well. And that's it. So here he is. So here he is in his little Jeep mode. Of course, nice glossy paint all throughout with some little painted accents here and there. Looks pretty good. And a nice clear windshield. There he is from the bottom and from the back. Of course, you can put the spare tire on the rear like so, and you can of course put his little gun there on the top, and you can still put his other gun there as well if you want to. He has plastic wheels, so of course he can roll just fine. He is roughly Hot Wheels car size, but he's a little bit smaller than a regular car because they're a little bit longer than this. But we're going to go ahead and just transform him. I'm, of course, going to be quick about it because I already went in depth with the transformation on Hound's video, so if you want to see that, go check it out there. I do like this transformation quite a bit. It is very nice. So this back section will just lift up. These sections will pop out, and then they will rotate out, turn around. The wheel section here will push in like so. Eventually, maybe. There you go. That one was a little tight. Forearm section will flip out. Hand will flip out. Panel, panel. On the other side, same thing. If it actually untabs. Forearm, fist, panel, panel. Bring everything down. This section needs to come up and then rotate around into the correct orientation. Panel comes up, rotates around into the correct orientation. This armature comes down. The head pushes up through this, rotates on that panel, comes back down, and then these parts to either side of the torso. Something's stuck for some reason. Paint's just really tight on that. And then these panels just come together like so. Windshield will go down. All right, this section here, split, close up the seat and the headrest like so. These panels will split apart and flip up like so, and then this whole section will flip down, forming the back of the leg. Same thing, come down, form the back of the leg. This will come up, toe will come up, this rotates, that flips in, and then everything collapses together. Rotate the foot around, there's a leg. Toe comes down, flip in the wheel section, that all tabs together, rotates around, there are the legs. These will come down, and then everything just accordions together, tabs together, and there is Detritus. All transformed. Very nice. Lots of nice painted detail all over him. I will say the reddish brown plastic here is not painted plastic. That is bare plastic, which, you know, seeing how everything else on here is painted, it's, you know, I kind of wish that was painted as well, but not too bad. The face here, the head, I believe is a new sculpt, I want to say. I think the whole head is different, but the he's got a nice kind of like goatee painted on. I don't know how well it shows up on camera, but I got some nice red eyes. Looks pretty good. But yeah, looks decent all around. Obviously, you know, in my video with Hound, I really liked Hound, so it means I'll probably really like this guy too. The color choice is definitely not my thing, but that's the character, you know, that's how he's supposed to look. He's very rusty looking, but to each their own. As far as his accessories, his missile launcher will still tab in up here next to his head, just fine. His gun can be held in his hand, although it is a bit tight because of that gold paint. And his little wheel here can tab into the back of his foot if you want to, but much like Hound, it does not stay tabbed in. So I will not be doing that. So quickly going over articulation, his head is on a ball joint, so it does what ball joints do. The shoulders are also a ball joint, get you out that far, rotates all the way around, pretty good. Oh man, I got some burps. All right, they can rotate at the elbow joint, and you can get 180 degrees on the arm, which is fantastic. Got a ball joint there at the wrist. The waist section rotates all the way around, and you have a nice ab crunch. The hip section here, you can get the legs up really far, you can get them back really far, and you can get them out really far. Rotate them all the way around to the thigh, and then you get a 180 degree bend on the double knee joint. And then you have the joint here at the foot, which is good. And then you have the ball joint, which gets you all that crazy movement on the foot. So yeah, really good articulation, as just as Hound did. So pretty good. Let me get him cleaned up a little bit, and we'll take a look at some size comparisons. All right, so time for some size comparisons. Here he is next to Gears. Show you a mini-bot. Here he is with Wheeljack. And how about Prowl? I'll move him aside. And then we have Jazz. And I'll move Gears aside, and I'll show you him next to his mold mate, Hound, to show you their differences. I think it's literally just the head sculpt and paint jobs. And then in the back here, I'll show off Toxitron from NEWAGE and Optimus from Magic Square to show you a good example of his size. All right, and that'll do it for NEWAGE H50C Red Scorpion, or their Detritus. He's, of course, a really good figure. Maybe not my color choice, maybe not my character choice, but, you know, I don't really know too much about this character, to be honest. I know that he's a G1 character. I don't know if he ever appeared in any shows. I know that he showed up in IDW at one point when he was carrying Retgar's head. But I don't really have much knowledge of this character, to be honest. But as far as the figure itself, though, it's really good. Just like Hound, I think that Hound is a fantastic figure. I think that this is also a fantastic figure. My only little nitpicks is the legs and like all the brown sections are not painted plastic, unlike Hound, who the whole thing was painted, which is really nice. And seeing how this is like close to the same price as Hound, and yet it comes with a lot less stuff, and it has some unpainted plastic on it, that doesn't really sit quite right with me. So, you know, whatever you feel about that, that's up to you. But figure-wise, he's great. He's got fantastic articulation. Of course, the ankles still have a little bit of limitation just because of the size of the feet, and his proportions are a little wonky in my opinion, but I think that's just kind of the design, so it's not really NEWAGE's fault there. But other than that, recommend him. I recommend him. He's a pretty good figure. Nice and fun to mess with. But thank you for watching, of course. If you wouldn't mind, please like the video, comment if you'd like, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. If you feel like it, my Patreon is linked in the description. It is definitely geared more towards my 3D printing side of the channel and for my Armored Core stuff, but it is probably the best way to support me if you'd like to do so. I would really appreciate it. At least check it out. But of course, thank you so much for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.